What is up, my guys? Ben Y here. Welcome to Tactical Fellowship. The purpose of today's video is to explain to you why you should buy a Ruger 10/22, because in many ways, this guy here represents the first and maybe the only 22 caliber rifle you really need. Before we get to that though, how about you go ahead and stick your thumb up YouTube's anti-gun loving hole by liking and subscribing, because you're just what this channel needs. And be sure to visit the kit page before this video ends. It's where I'll have all the of this bad boy for you so you can pick and choose. And if you decide to do something else, could you use my at the top of the page? It costs you absolutely nothing and keeps my custom build fires a-burning. To Taco Bet, you or somebody you know already owns a Ruger 10/22. All right, to set the stage, let's do some backstory on this fascinating gun. The Ruger 10/22 hit the scene in 1964 as a semi-automatic rimfire rifle chambered in .22 LR by Sturm, Ruger & Company. Designed by William Ruger and Harry Seafried, it was meant to be a lightweight, easy-to-use firearm. Its blowback-operated action and 10-round rotary magazine, housed within the stock, became as iconic as it was purpose-driven, ensuring the gun had smooth feeding and balance. Over the decades, Ruger has released a literal ton of these things, over 800 models in existence. So with that out of the way, here is why you should buy a Ruger 10/22. But there's really nothing like it mechanically or legacy-wise. M&P 1522? Nope. Mossberg 715T? Nope. Marlin Model 60? Yeah, that maybe comes close, but it's no longer in production since Ruger bought Marlin in 2020. So combined with the fact that over 7 million of these are already in circulation, the Ruger 10/22 finds itself in a situation where it has cemented itself over decades as the hunting, plinking, practicing, pest decreasing, newbie teaching, do-it-all rifle. And that's before we have even gotten to the specifics of what makes this rifle great. So let's talk about the weight. This guy is light. Ruger 10/22s typically weigh around 5 pounds, though Ruger did recently release a carbon fiber model weighing in at a measly 3.5 pounds. And then you have an action which eats through even the cheapest of ammo. And as you eat through that cheap ammo, you are surprised by the soft recoil, as in like literally zero recoil, which also makes this a great gun for beginners to learn on. And then you can also get this gun super quiet. And this has a little bit more to do, I think, with the .22 LR round than the gun itself, but .22 LR is easily one of the best suppressed rounds. And when that's partnered with the rugged 10/22 platform, it just reigns supreme. If you're only gonna get one suppressor, get a .22 can. You'll thank me later. Speaking of thanking me later, you will thank me later for its affordability, because both the gun and the ammo are absolutely budget friendly. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is a great small game hunting rifle. It won't absolutely devastate whatever meager amounts of meat exist on the animal, unlike, taking a red squirrel with a 12 gauge shotgun. Personally, this is the only gun I actually have any nostalgic childhood connection to. My granddad had a Ruger 10/22, and every once in a while he let my older cousin Hardy take it out with a 10-round magazine, and we'd shoot dirt clumps off the fence posts in the cow pasture. And I can thank the Ruger 10/22, I think, for beginning my early fascination with marksmanship. Nostalgia aside, I personally love the absolute and total flexibility of the Ruger 10/22 platform. The custom market knows and loves Ruger 10/22. This receiver is over 30 years old, and even though it's ancient, it still works with all these parts that have only been made within the last couple years. Chassis, barrels, triggers, grips. I like that it's semi-automatic, for I am a modern day man that requires quick follow-up shots. And then the safety is in a familiar location. Simple crossbolt makes it very safe to handle. And in a funny way, I think stock, this gun kind of looks like an M1 carbine. And who doesn't love M1 carbine? So to wrap it up, sure, the OEM bolt hold is a little weird. And getting the mag out that first time is a little bit of a mystery. And I'm not sure the V-block is the best way, but the Ruger 10/22 has stood the test of time. It has been doing its thing for decades, and decades from now, it will still be doing its thing. And that is why you should buy a Ruger 10/22. And now, if you have been eyeing this build the entire video, wondering what goes into something like this, head over to the kit page. I have it all laid out for you, because with the time I got left, I'm just gonna burn through some of the highlights on this build. So let's do it. Starting right in the middle here, this is the Ruger 1022 chassis by Birch Manufacturing. This is definitely one of my favorite chassis for the Ruger 1022. It's got ARCA rail, it's got M-LOK, it's got a folding stock, it's light as a feather aluminum, nice contours, eye-turning vibe, and a very wise and wide inner channel pocket for drop-in fitment of just about anything, including my 30-year-old Ruger here. It's got side cutouts on the chassis here to more easily grab and remove the flush 10-round magazines. This V1 chassis is getting harder and harder to find, but they still exist. Kit page for those details. And they do have a version 2 out there that looks really attractive as well. And I hope someday to get my hands on their version 2 and kick it around a bit. Moving over to this carbon fiber bull barrel by Volquartsen. This, I believe, is the best 22 barrel on the market and has been for years. It's feather light at 1¼ pounds. It's stainless steel match grade accuracy. It's definitely better than the ammo that I put through it. The carbon fiber tension tube here is meant to maximize barrel harmonics and assist in cooling in between shots. It's a 1/2x28 threaded right from the factory, so you can put on there what you want. And a quick note that the carbon fiber on the MDT bipod here matches this barrel almost identically. It's a very, very nice look. So speaking of the bipod, right below the barrel, we have the GRND-POD bipod by MDT. This is a bipod I will be buying more of moving forward. It's got an aluminum body, multiple attachment styles, ARCA RSS right here is shown on mine. It's got pull to deploy carbon fiber legs, no button. You just pull them right out like that. Boom, and they're out. And then a lever here, and then a lever here to get them to go back in. And then it's got a really clever adjustable yoke for rapid leveling of the gun. And I'm still getting used to this feature coming from the Harris bipod that's kind of just, you know, boink, and that's what it is. Multi-positional legs that can go here, here, here. Yeah, I will be buying this one again. Moving on back, I am holding on to this Ruger 1022 with the Kung Fu grip by Defco. They win the award for best packaging in the industry. Beyond that, though, it's got a really nice aggressive angle that pairs well with the chassis' short folding stock. It's got some really nice stipple on here. It's your standard AR pistol grip install, and even though it has a beaver tail on the back, it actually will still work with the chassis here, even though it looks like they should bump into each other and cancel each other out. It will wrap around and work. You can buy a base plug that adds on a little bit more length, and that will make it seem to be about the same size as your standard AR grips. Without it, you may think it's a little bit too short. The base plug, though, also gets you some additional storage right up in the handle. You can fit a battery and some different knickknacks. It squeezes up into the cavity there and just is held by tension. And on a 22, you can be pretty sure that the cycling of the gun is not going to make that thing fall out. And that really is about it. So let's go ahead and land this plane. Be sure to like, share, comment, all the stuff that gets our team on the board, and let me know in the comments below why you decided to get a Ruger 1022 in your collection. And as always, ride fast, shoot straight, get off the couch and into some tactical fellowship, and we'll see you next time.